As I walk down here past the snowdrops, part of this is a walk I've done many times before, up the old railway line, or along part of the old railway line in Tetbury. But today, in order to extend my walk, I'm gonna take a longer trip and walk up to the Trouble House Inn, closed of course, and never open at this time in the morning anyway. This is a walk I've never actually done before, so we shall see what it's like. As you may notice, I'm pretty wrapped up today. There's actually quite low humidity here, but it's pretty chilly, well below freezing, although the tracks are dry and crunchy, so I'm not going to be walking through a mud bath like I would have been a week or so ago when there was a lot of mud and rain. This is the site of the old Tetbury railway station, closed in the 1960s. The line used to go directly from here to Cirencester through Kemble, and if you changed trains at Kemble you could go straight to London. You still can from Kemble. Now it's been turned into a bit of a leisure area, which is very nice. The local council designed this in quite a nice way to suggest that this was once a railway area. Now we have car parking for the town here. So this is the start of the old railway line walk and leisure area, and I think I'm going to put my hands in my gloves for a while because they're freezing off. River Avon trickling along, just coming out of the woodland area into the meadow. Where the River Avon meanders down through. I like to see this little ridge here with the river, as I said earlier, meandering along. And the sound as it trickles over the rocks. Through the tunnel of trees. Sorry if I sound slightly muffled, but I've got a scarf over my mouth, save me from freezing. So this is where the river crosses under the track. I always think that looks nice down there. Just cheered some fellow walkers up saying how we're not, apparently on the news today, we're not going to be able to mix freely without masks until about November, by which time, of course, yet another wave will hit us. So this is where I normally walk to, and I go out through these gates here, up past the alpacas that you can see in the field, but this time I'm going to go further up. What is it with these GoPros where the batteries just drop like a stone? Mine was on 39% and then it just cut. So this is a rather more rustic area. Still very nice. River still here. Flooding in the field opposite. I don't know what I'm doing with this GoPro. Oh, this is quite nice up here. I used to say that the River Avon started just below where I live, but there's a hell of a lot of water from up here flowing into it. So I think the original source, whether it's official or not, I don't know, must be rather further up. Well, at least you didn't see the last bit. I took a tumble. I think I was looking at some rabbit holes and tripped over a tree root. That would have been about the 5th accident. Just hoping I've not got too many bruises. I'm likely to be in trouble when I get home. So this is where this part of the track comes to an end. I'm guessing there must have been a tunnel or something here, or a bridge. Somebody can tell me. So we've got to cross over the little roads along Newton. In the meantime, in the background we can hear the Tetbury to Cirencester traffic. From here we drop down to resume our walk along the line to the Treble House. That looks like it was a tunnel under a bridge there, but I don't know, I wasn't here then. So we carry on walking, or should I say staggering, after my fall up towards the tunnel house, where sadly there will be nothing for me. No coffee, no bacon sandwich. Well, I don't think so anyway. This would be very muddy here if it wasn't frozen. And obviously they had to either dig through or build up an embankment here. It looks like they've dug through actually. Imagine the amount of work involved in building this, yet they're going to take 15 years to build one high-speed railway line. Goodness gracious, I don't know. This is much more rustic even again as we approach the double house inn. These trees will have all been planted or seeded since the railway line closed in the mid-1960s. It shows you how far a tree like this will grow in 55 years or so. Freezing hand. Just coming up to the part of the path which is as far as we're allowed to walk at the moment. There is another footpath that goes off to the right, which ends up in Ashley, and I would say that is too far for me to think about walking. A man in my condition anyway. So this way goes up to Ashley. We have a stile here, instructions, public footpath. We're allowed to walk up through there. Looks muddy actually. You can hear the traffic behind me. So here is the Trouble House Inn. Closed, I assume completely, for the duration. I don't know, let's have a look and see. Yeah, they have a takeaway here, but nothing happening this morning, unfortunately. Courtesy of you know what. So I'm going to need to start walking back. So the walk back starts. I'm beginning to feel some twinges where I wrenched myself as I dropped like a felled tree, and I guess that means I'm still a little bit top heavy and need to focus on not eating quite as much. What a shame, what a miserable life we all lead, don't we? It's unfortunate that this part of the track has the noise of the main road running parallel to it, 100 meters or so away. You can see rabbits running around here. Not Arctic rabbits, but maybe it should be. Back at the end of the Trouble House track, crossing the Long Newton Lane to join the Tetbury trail again. I realise I'm contradicting everything I've ever said, but this has to be all flowing into the River Avon. Although maybe it's not the actual official source. They must have had some fun when they were building this railway line, keeping it out of the water. I am now on a embankment, which would have been quite something to build. This is the place where I dropped to the ground on the way out, having tripped over that little bugger there. Trouble is, we don't bounce like we used to. Not too much bird song here this morning. But then I just heard a jay. So does anyone know what these are? Anti-tank bollards. This was to stop the German army from advancing towards Bristol. I think it was just something to make us all feel good and safer. Which reminds me of things that are happening at the moment. Another plane overhead. Just wondering what this old wall would have even been for here. I suppose it would have been some kind of demarcation of somebody's property, but it all looks pretty flooded inside at the moment. I must say that walking along here does make you think, or makes me think anyway, about the civil engineering involved in building this little railway line. Embankments, cuttings, and that is just one little railway line from Kemble to Tetbury. When you think about the vast network of railways that we have in this country, or should I say we had in this country, it does make you think about how effective they were in the old days, in the early to mid to late 1800s, at building these this kind of infrastructure, and why the hell it takes so long to do it today. So here I am now back at the alpacas. Those funny animals that spit even though they look cute with their smart hairdos. I like them actually. I think they're characters. So this is where I've always said is the source of the River Avon. The official source anyway. But I am going to look that up when I get home, because I don't want to be accused of BS. Good morning guys, how are you? How are you doing? Bit chilly down here. Good job you've got good coats on. Oh well, that's it for today. I think I may have done something wrong on the GoPro earlier, so I think a letter or an email is necessary. It keeps crashing on me. It keeps switching on to the wrong mode. Batteries run out in 2 minutes. I don't know. Hello, Gladys. Oh, I went down like a felled tree again.
You haven't?
Yeah.
What on?
Tripped over a tree root.
Oh, where were you to do
Down on the old railway line. Hello, Wagget. Oh, I'm aching
Are you
now.
alright?
I'm aching.
No, right.
No.
Well, let's get
I
you
need some treatment.
Let's give you a nice cup of coffee. Come and sit down.
All right.
Come on.
All decorated with a tasteful micro colour palette.